stride and kick. What are some of the things that for you, were highlighted?
Just his ability to make plays on the offensive end, make the right play, whether it's drive it, his recognition of screening. Defensively, he's versatile. He could do different things. He could switch. He can maintain. I'm really encouraged by really the entire roster. Second night of a back-to-back in the preseason to get that type of effort, to get that type of competitive nature, I think is really, really important, for us. So credit to everybody. And, Banton's one of the guys that helped.
Preseason, it's not always about the wins and losses, right? But just what did you see?
It's easy for you to say.
Well, I mean, that's one of the parts that I feel like, because they kept it close in that fourth quarter. What did you see that allowed them to do that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, like preseason, not preseason, situational basketball is super important. And so we give up 8 points on not being solid in the first half. We take a 3 at the end of the third quarter too early, and it lets them go get a layup. There's just situational stuff regardless that you can learn from. And so I love the effort, and I love our mindset, I love our physicality. And there's a lot of really good situational possessions that we can learn from.
How do you kind of balance, like, for a game like this, gauging the progress these guys are having with, like, picking up things you're putting in and system things, while also kind of evaluating them as guys that, maybe eventually get rotation minutes or making the team in some cases?
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to, like, can you build trust? And the first way to build trust is by playing hard, by paying attention, and, knowing what you're doing. And so everybody top to bottom has done that thus far. They've played hard, they've paid attention. The mistakes we made are not because we're not trying, it's because we're, working hard. And they're just mistakes that you learn from. And so I think that's the first evaluation is, can we trust you and put you in a situation to execute a possession with physicality and, an IQ.
What stood out about Delano when you guys brought him in? Obviously you saw him in those handful of Toronto games, but what made it look like he would be a fit for this group?
He's young, just his length. He does a great job getting deflections, does a great job rebounding out of his area, does a good job crashing, and really understands the game. I think he's a really smart player. So we're fortunate to be able to work with him and try to develop him.
You have a lot of different wings, a lot of different skill sets at that position off the bench, a lot of different guys kind of buying minutes there. But you mentioned some of the factors that go into that evaluation process there, but having so many of those guys, how do you kind of look at that position and what you're looking for from guys like Delano, like O'Shea, guys like that?
Toughness, physicality, IQ. Can you be tough? Can you play physical? Can you make the right play? And have an understanding of what your role is and what we need you to do. And those guys are open-minded to that, and they're doing a good job of that.
Do you have any points of emphasis for Luke you'd like to see him work on, or what have you seen from him?
Just him. It's just, stay healthy, continue to work. I think he does a great job defensively of knowing our system. He has an ability to guard different positions. We can change matchups with him, and on the offensive end, he's just always in the right spot. So just continuing for him to just find small ways to get better and just, continue to be solid for us. One of the things that's can't be underappreciated with us is the ability to show up every day. And so Luke does that, and we've done that so far at the beginning of training camp in these last 2 games.
You talk about chemistry with the team, the coaching staff for you. Is this preseason as much for you guys working out that kind of?
Yeah, I mean, I think, especially in-game communication, they're learning my coaching style just as much as I'm learning about what they did in their last job and how they were effective in-game, post-game routines, pre-game routines, just kind of what that looks like. So, it's preseason for everybody. Apparently traveling is a point of emphasis this year. Yeah, I didn't say them. No, I just said traveling. I meant our players. Yeah.
Great. Preseason, it's not always about the wins and losses, right? But just what did you see?
It's easy for you to say.
Well, I mean, that's one of the parts that I feel